Good morning, good morning. We've got a fun card to make today. We're going to be using our Humble Home new stamp set from the new mini catalog. And it's a stamp set and has a punch that will coordinate and punch out the fun pieces. So today's card is going to be a fun fold. And so I'm calling it open up and open down. So we're gonna open it up and open it down. And we've got this fun, easy fun fold. So we're making a welcome home card today, but this could be a card for someone who has a new home, someone who just moved, someone who's back from a trip or from being gone. I think it's just darling. So the paper that we're gonna be using, the designer paper, our patterned paper, is the Countryside Inn. Beautiful paper. It's got all these really pretty blues, and the back sides are what we're actually going to be using today. So that is what we will be doing today. So let's get started. Let me bring in our paper trimmer and some Night of Navy cardstock. We're going to create our base first. So remember, if you need any of our measurements, if you need any of the supply list or the step-by-step instructions for today, I have a free printable PDF that I mail out each week to anyone who's subscribed to my free Buzz Bulletin. In there is a printable PDF that has the supply list. It's got a picture of the card and all of the step-by-step instructions and measurements that you might need. So no need to write anything down or wonder what I'm using. It will all be there for you. It's also going to be on my blog at stampinqueenbee.com. Okay, so we're creating our card base first. I just cut our cardstock, our Night of Navy cardstock, in half, and then we're gonna cut it down a bit at 8 1/4, and then we're gonna score this at 2 3/4. We're just gonna give it a good score. Okay, and I love our paper trimmer. You notice how it opens up if you need more in length. It's just got the arm that swings out. Super great. I've used a lot of trimmers, and this is by far my favorite. Okay, so just as easy as that was, that is the base to our card. How easy peasy, right? I've already cut some of our other parts and pieces for us. So we've got a piece of our designer paper from that Country Inn. So we're gonna use the back side of it. So we get these super cute stripes and dots. We're gonna use two other pieces for our flap here. Also the back sides of that Country Inn paper. And a piece of basic white that I already cut for us. Remember, all these measurements will be on the PDF. So let's put together our base first. I've just got some liquid glue. And we're gonna go ahead and add in this DSP. It just stands for Designer Series Paper or Patterned Paper. And so it's just printed, right, with the images, the patterns already on it. So we're just gonna go ahead and glue that down. We're gonna take one of these pieces, they're the same size, and glue it here on the inside. I like fun folds that are easy peasy, right? Some are very complicated, but this one is easy peasy, and it's just a fun way to open the card, right? Then we're gonna put this one right on the outside piece. So far, so good. So we've got our open down, right? And so now we're gonna create our open up. So this is just a piece of basic white. I've just already cut and scored it. And so we're just gonna put some glue with it closed right on the back here. And then we're just gonna center this right on our card back base here. So this is really the whole base, the whole mechanism of our card, right? We've got our designer papers, we've got our flap that opens up, our flap that opens down with our designer series paper there. And that is the bones of our card today. So far, easy peasy, right? So we'll just set that aside, and now we're gonna do some stamping. So I've got some two basic white squares here. So let's do the inside piece first. So one of the stamps in that set is a heart. And so we're gonna use some balmy blue here. So we're gonna do some stamping off today on a few of our things because we want the ink a bit lighter. So you could stamp it, but then when you stamp it off, do you see how much lighter that is? So each ink pad almost gives you two, or if you did a third one, 3 colors, and you can just get lots of variation, right? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna stamp it and stamp it off on our grid paper here, and we're going to stamp it right onto the center of our inside piece. So that is that. While I'm talking about grid paper here, I've had a few people ask me if I still use the grid paper since I love our glass mat. These are still available while supplies last. If you're wanting a glass mat for your desk, I absolutely love it. You can blend on it, you can ink on it, you can stamp off on it and just wipe it off. What I have found though is that when I'm stamping off, I like to do that on grid paper so it doesn't get on my card parts and pieces. So yes, I love my glass mat, and yes, I still love my grid paper. Okay, so we'll move that piece to the side. Now we're gonna bring in some Night of Navy, and we're gonna stamp our background piece for our front image. So one of the stamps in the set says home. It's just a cute little home. So we're gonna ink this up in Night of Navy. I'm gonna turn my focal layer here kind of on its side because I want to create my own background. And so I am just gonna stamp the word home over and over and over again, kind of in a repetitive pattern. I'm just gonna fill them in as I go. You know, slow and steady kind of wins the race on this because I have found when I've rushed stamping these and not kind of paused at each stamping, then I get little mistakes, right? Especially with Night of Navy. If you know me, I think everybody has one color that they seem to get everywhere. Some people it's reds, some people it's the purples. For me, it is Night of Navy. So I go real slow when I'm using Night of Navy. It's usually all over my fingers. Sometimes it's on my face. How did it get there, right? So just slow. Back and forth. And I'm just kind of fill in anywhere that I may have missed or that needs a little edge of a letter. I think I did it. Okay, so we'll put our Night of Navy to the side. So you can see I've got home, and just created my own background with those words. So now I want to give a little bit of border to my focal layer here. So I'm just gonna dip all the sides directly in the ink pad. Just kind of lightly tapping. And all I'm doing then is creating Night of Navy border around the edges. So you can see it's not just a piece of white anymore. It's got that little bit of border. So with this piece, we're gonna get some dimensionals. I'm gonna bring these in. Put these right on the back of our layer here. And we'll bring in some glue. So let's put our inside piece in first with a little bit of glue. And we'll just center this right down. And then same thing with this, we'll just peel off our dimensional backs. I like to use a lot because I don't want anything sagging in the middle or on the sides. No saggy cards, right? So then we're just gonna center this right on our white opening layer there. So there we have that. And now we're gonna do a little bit more stamping with our super cute house here. So I'm gonna bring in just a scrap piece of basic white and we're gonna create this fun house. So with Night of Navy, we're gonna stamp the outline image of our house here. So we've got that. And then we're gonna bring in the brick area with crumb cake. And the same thing that we did with our heart and the stamping off, we're gonna do that again. So we're gonna ink it up in crumb cake. We're gonna stamp it off so that we get a little bit lighter layer. And then we're just gonna line our brick up here. Stamp that down. We've got our cute house with its brick, right? So I'll put away my crumb cake here. And then we're gonna bring in a couple of Stampin' Blends markers. These are our alcohol markers, and we're gonna color a few areas of our house here. So we're gonna take some Balmy Blue. This is the dark Balmy Blue. So each of our blends has two ends. It's got the bullet tip and the brush tip. I'm using the bullet tip today, and they each come with a dark and a light version of that color. So this is the dark Balmy Blue, and so we're just gonna go in and just lightly coloring in the little eaves, the little scalloped eaves here with our Balmy Blue. Up here on our fireplace and down by the porch. And you don't have to do the coloring. I think it just makes it pop a bit, right? So now we're gonna take our light crumb cake marker and we're gonna color in the fireplace so it kind of matches our bricks there. And then we're gonna take our dark crumb cake, and again, I'm using the bullet end of all of these markers because they're tiny details. And these little fascia boards of the house, we're just gonna lightly color in with the dark crumb cake. So it just gives a little definition to our cute house. I have seen this house, so today we're using it as just a regular cute home, right? Oh, and I missed a scallop, I see. Some of you are probably going, you missed one, right? I'll go back and do that. But I have seen this cute home turned into a gingerbread house. I have seen it turned into a haunted house. I have seen it in all different color variations. There we go. So it is very versatile. And then what's so fun about this is it's easy peasy with our punch here. So we're just gonna bring in our punch, center this right in the middle. Do a quick punch. And then we've got our cute house, right? That we're gonna put right on the front here. So we'll save that. I'm gonna bring in another little strip of basic white. And we've got our little welcome that we're gonna stamp in Night of Navy. So just ink that up. And I'm stamping this towards the left side. This is where all your good scraps come in handy. And then I'm just gonna take a pair of scissors and give our little welcome a little bit of an angle there. Save all those for our next fun. And now we get to put this together. So I'm just gonna kind of flip this open so we have that. And so what I have done is I like to take the welcome first and put that down towards the bottom here. So we're using just some more dimensionals. And we're just gonna put this right towards the bottom left. And then we've got our house. And on our house, you notice that I have this great wood piece behind it. Sort of looks like a tree to me. But these are our textural elements. So one of those at the top, and then we're gonna do one more kind of down below. So this one below, we're just gonna take and kind of fold it in half here and put this right along the bottom there. So we've got one here and one here. Okay, so now we're gonna just stick this right kind of to the upper left there. We're gonna take our dimensionals and we're just gonna put these towards the bottom and this right corner here. And we're gonna get another one of our mini glue dots. Pull that one off and it's gonna go on the left side because that is gonna be sticking to our element there, our little tree, wooden tree. Okay, so we'll just center this right on there, press that down, and now we've got our cute house and our cute tree with our element there. We've got our welcome, got our cute heart inside with our fun, open the top and open the bottom, fold, and of course we need some bling, right? So we're using a newer bling today. This is our pecan pie and clear ribboned dots. So they have this fun ribbon inside. We're gonna use the clear ones today. So we'll grab a bigger one for there, and then a small one, and then one more small one right towards the left here. So I love these, they're super flat and they are really sticky. So you don't need any extra adhesive when you use those. And so there you have our fun welcome home card. Great for anybody who just got a house, who moved, or who you're welcoming back from an adventure. All right, as always, thanks so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. I'll see you actually Friday for another Functional Friday organizational tip. And I will have all of that sent out in our Buzz Bulletin with all the measurements tomorrow, as well as on our blog at stampinqueenbee.com. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.